Salutations, everybody. Today we're going to read a nonfiction book. That means a book that is about real things in our world. The book we're going to read today is about baby owls. On the front cover, there's the cutest picture of a little tiny baby owl. Do you know anything about owls? You might already know some things, like you might know what sound baby owls make. Let's read this book together and let's see if we can learn some new things about baby owls. Aw, so cute. Now, in nonfiction books, there are certain things that you don't see in fiction books. Nonfiction books have things like this. This is the table of contents. That tells us the different parts of the book and what page number they start on. It's the table of contents. The first section we're going to read together is called Owlets. Let's see what an owlet is. The book tells me that an owlet is a baby owl. Can you say that? Owlet. They hatch from eggs. Did you know that the mommy owl lays eggs? Look, one, two, three adorable little baby owlets. This book has taught us that a baby owl is called an owlet. That's interesting. It tells me that the mommy sits on her nest to keep her eggs warm, and eventually the eggs hatch. If you look very carefully at this photograph of this mommy owl, underneath her you can see three little baby owlets, teeny tiny. Do you see them? That's interesting, guys. So owls, they must be a type of bird because they lay an egg in a nest. Interesting. It tells me that when the little owls are first born, they're all fluffy in a fluffy, feathery stuff called down. These special feathers keep them warm. And look what color they are, guys. Did you notice? These baby owlets are covered in white down. Look, the little bitty beaks. Aren't they so cute? Aww. It tells me that the daddy owl is the one that brings food to the nest. And then the mommy feeds the baby. Ooh, look at this owl family. I see a daddy owl and a mommy owl. And do we see any babies down there? Yes. There's a baby owlet peeking out of that nest. That's interesting. So the mommy and daddy owl both have different jobs in helping to take care of their babies. It says the babies compete for food. That means they all try to get the food as quick as they can. And they give screeches for attention. The word screeches is very dark. Do you see that? In a nonfiction book, the author will make some of the words darker or bigger to get your attention. And look, I see those baby owlets, and it does look like they're screeching. Aww. Here's a new section or a new chapter in my book. I know that because the words up here are bigger and brighter. It says out and about. That means it's going to teach us what owls do when they start moving around. It says they stretch their legs and they hop around the nest. Do you see him standing up right there? He's growing. His legs are stretching and getting strong. It says they also flap their wings and they take little short flights. That means they start practicing flying, but just for a short distance and then they come back. They have to practice how to use those beautiful wings. This says fledglings stay near their nest because they still need mommy and daddy to eat. A fledgling owl is an owl that's gotten a little bigger. In the first part of this book, the little baby owls were called owlets. They were like the little newborn owls. But now they're starting to grow a little more, sort of like little kids. And they're called fledglings. Do you see how that word is darker right there? Can you say that word? Fledglings. That sort of means to me like an owl child. So they're growing. Soon it says they can find their own food and they fly away from their nest for good, up and away. That means when they get to a certain age, they're able to be by themselves now and to go find their own food. And I guess that's what this guy's doing. He's off to find food. At the end of a nonfiction book, sometimes there's a section called a glossary. Do you see that? A glossary tells you what words mean. And these words were important words in the story or the book we just looked at. The words in this glossary are compete, that means to fight, down, that's those soft, soft feathers when they were born, fledglings, owlets that have just learned how to fly, hatch, that's to break out of the egg, newborn, that means they were just born, and screech. It says that means a high-pitched cry or a scream. Nonfiction books are wonderful because you can learn so much from the words and from the photographs. I hope you enjoyed this Baby Owl's book. Good listening, my friends. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.